morning. It is 7:15. Today is a full day in Prague. I am up and I'm ready to go, and I had to leave my room because my roommate is sleeping still, but I'm going to go down to the breakfast. So if you're interested in seeing what we get up to today, stay tuned for that. We have a reservation at Cafe Savoy for like coffee and mid-morning snack at like 8:45. So we're going to, my mom and I are going to check out the buffet here first, just to see what it's like, and then make our plans accordingly. I think breakfast is in the Theater Hall restaurant. Not sure where that is. Okay, breakfast is to the doors. This is like the bar, and then breakfast is in here. There's a lot of pastries and meats, cheeses, eggs, bacon, sausages, entires, fruit and vegetables. All as my mom's going crazy. Waiting for my dad. Okay, so we are going to wait for my dad here because he was supposed to come down 4 minutes ago because we have to walk to the cafe. So we have a reservation at Cafe Savoy. I think I told you that, but I made the reservation like a couple of weeks ago, and we're going for breakfast. My dad didn't want to do the hotel breakfast because we were going to go to the cafe, so he's going to for sure have a pastry. I didn't eat that much. I had fruit, so I might have a pastry as well, and then coffee. I did have a small coffee, but it wasn't enough. Anyway, so that's what the first plan is. Eventually I do want to go to the Pilsner or Quell place, but we shall see. My mom said that we have way too many things on our itinerary. I was like, not if we stick to the schedule of 45-50 minutes per item, but we are trying to negotiate how to do the transit because we want to make sure that my dad doesn't have to walk so much, so I'll probably just have to buy a couple of different passes. Oh, and the other thing is for public transit, if you're over 65, you can use your passport as proof of age, and then the public transit is free. Mom asked at the front desk, so the 65 plus for the free transit is only for people with the EU passport, so Americans can't do it, just so you know. Okay, so we are pretty sure that the tram, the historic 4142, which is basically essentially a hop-on hop-off bus, is not the same as the public transit 24-hour pass. So we're gonna quickly go into the subway train station, buy the 24-hour pass, and then take the tram, just so that we don't have to like communicate this on the bus or on the tram. From our hotel, this is the closest train station, so we're gonna go grab the pass here. There's an English button, a ticket, 24 hours. I used my Apple Pay, so it was no problem. I should have used this machine, but I did not. So I'm gonna have to figure out, because you have to validate it. I think I can validate this once we get on the train or the bus, the tram or the bus. So they switched the next, or this current stop, one early, so we got out one early. So we have to cross the bridge, we're gonna walk. Could have also taken the 22 train, but that was not one of the listed ones on the Google Maps, but regardless, we're walking. So if you are also crossing, you could take the 9 or the 22 tram and then get to Cafe Savoy from like the new town. And the ticket validation was really easy. You just put it in there and it stamps the date. And the ticket was, I think, 150 Czech crowns, which is current exchange rate about $5 US. So it was really easy. Would highly recommend it, because now you can use the train for like the entire day. I think each ride is 100 something, 190 I think, but no, that's wrong, because 150 is a full day. I actually don't know, I think it's 60 maybe per ride. But with the transit pass, you can take the Funicular, which I think we're gonna do next, up the Petrin Tower hill, so you don't have to walk like the 500 steps or whatever. So that one I know is 60 crowns to take the Funicular. Also, now that we're in a bigger city, we don't really see people from our trip out and about. I just saw people on the other side of the bridge from our trip out and about. So anyway, the Cafe Savoy should be right across this bridge. I also don't remember if I told you, it's supposed to be like 80 something degrees. It's like 31 today, so maybe it's a good thing we had the pass. I was trying to save money, but I mean, it's like $5 US, so it's better than sweating, I think. Also, unlike in Germany, everybody's jaywalking here, so keep that in mind. Okay, there's also no stop signs or stoplights. People will just wait for you, I guess, but it's also a little bit confusing because I'm not used to that. And there's a lot of different rooms. The room we're in is not the most impressive, but this is neo-Renaissance style architecture, and the postcard I have more information. I got the yuzu cold brew. It has apricot cold brew with yuzu. My mom got the Cafe Savoy, and my dad got the Euphoria, which is basically a birch sap soft drink, so it's kind of like a root beer. Switching to my phone, so my dad's drink was, he asked if there's alcohol in it. It does taste a little bit dry, like there's wine in it. I'm going to do my cold brew. So this is the apricot cold brew with yuzu. Oh, it's like oddly refreshing, but you can still taste the coffee, but you can definitely taste that there's like fruits and stuff added to it. I don't know if you can hear me at all, it's very loud in here. My mom's review of the latte is, okay, the Cafe Savoy has like cream and then whipped cream and then heavy cream and like so much milk. So I'm not able to do that. There's like an actual menu, I'll show you that already. But she says it smells really good and she gives it the thumbs up with 3 nods. So it must be pretty nice. Because we're trying to figure out what's in the glass. My mom like doesn't have taste buds, so she can't tell me. I'm pretty sure it's simple syrup, but she seems confused. But it has Valrhona chocolate on the inside, foamed milk, and espresso. My dad got the apple strudel, and it comes with some vanilla cream and some whipped cream. He was gonna get the yogurt and fruit, but this is a little bit more exciting. And he's gonna get apple strudel at least one time when we're in Prague. And then my mom got the Savoy cake. We're gonna share that at the table. So it looks like it has cherry, some, I don't know what else, we'll see. And then to share, we got the croissant with scrambled eggs and truffle. I'm not a huge eggs person, but this looks actually pretty good. It's one of like the signature items I think that everybody gets according to the Google Maps review. The cake is actually really good. I don't like cake and I don't like chocolate, but it was actually quite nice. Not sweet. So it has like marzipan, it tastes like on top with a little bit of cherry soaked dark chocolate pieces of cake on the inside. And then it has like a black cherry filling, but again, not sweet. And then some chocolate mousse. So it tastes really nice. I think that they must use the Valrhona chocolate. Like it's very rich and kind of like a quality chocolate flavor. There's also an impressive wine collection behind me. The toilet is on a very steep, narrow set of staircase. See them baking down here. Interesting. That you'd expect anything less, but it's a very nice bathroom, very clean. They have free postcards by the door. Walk down the street, the same with the tram. There will be a funicular stop for the Petrin Tower, so we're gonna go there next. Have to just wait for everything to cross. And this one does have a walking man. There's some cute little kids on a daycare excursion walking up these steps. I'm not gonna show them obviously, but almost at the funicular stop according to Google Maps. We'll see. I think that that's the sign for the funicular because it's going up the mountain. So if you're coming from another direction or whatever, the Starbucks might be a good landmark. Yes, so that is the funicular sign if it's like at an incline. If it's a tram, it has like the little cables on the top. You can technically walk up, but it's like quite a hike. There was like this YouTuber that I was watching when I was researching that was like, oh, it'll be fine, I'm in shape. But apparently it's like a couple hundred steps, I think, and it's like very steep. But the funicular track is also very steep. But from my research, you can use your like 24-hour pass on this because it is that's not very informative. But there are quite a few gardens in here. But you can use your 24-hour pass to take the funicular. So the long-term tickets are also valid from the what we bought, 24 hours. So it's 325 meters. Our timetable. Front of the queue, so we can choose our seats. I'm gonna choose the front cart. Okay, so we're in the first cart. I was able to get us this spot. And then somebody was nice and let my parents come in this cart and swap place. So this is the first stop. There's a restaurant here if you want to take a restaurant break. The left side is a garden area. I just need fresh air. It was really stuffy in there because there were so many people and no air conditioning and not much airflow. The ride took about 5 minutes up to the stop. There is one additional stop and that's like where the restaurant is. But back this way is an observatory, and then if you go straight out, there is the Petrin Tower over there somewhere. As a time check, it's like 10:15, so it's not super crowded. I would assume that if it's like later in the season, it would be super crowded, but right now it's not too bad. There is a ramp rather than taking the stairs, but it's pretty steep. I would say if you're in a wheelchair, hope you have a seatbelt, because yeah. Anyway, we're going to follow the signs. The map wasn't super helpful. There's a really loud pigeon. So on my itinerary, I also put that we might go to the monastery. So I guess from the tour guide yesterday, I think she said originally there was one monastery and then there was a second one. If it originally got changed, but then there was like a bit of a, it's not a schism, but Protestants was the original religion here, and then there was like Catholicism got brought in. Anyway, there's 2 monasteries. One of them is located on these grounds. I might be giving you false information, but there is the Strahov, I'm going to just pronounce it that way, monastery, and it's now a brewery actually, and the sign was pointing this way for that, as well as the tower. The tour guide yesterday was telling us that the national tree is the lime tree, which I think is the fragrant tree we keep smelling everywhere we're walking. We're not by one right now, I'm pretty sure, because there's no flowers on it, but I think it's the fragrant smell that we've been smelling. I spoke too soon because I think this one is the fragrant lime tree. No, it doesn't smell. I don't know. But the lime tree is the national tree according to the tour guide. Okay, so now we're going to go across underneath this wall into the area where the tower should be. There it is, huge line. I'm going to show you because I have kids, but that's the tower. So you do have to walk it looks like, because there's people circling in the staircase all the way up. I don't think my parents could do that. Honestly, I don't really want to do that. But I think I read that there is also an elevator option, so let me check it out for you. And then if you need it, there are toilets inside the tower, but it costs 20 crowns, just so you know. Okay, so there is a combined ticket for the mirror maze, because there is a maze up here, but you can also take the elevator, the lift, and it's 150 crowns per adult. Seniors, 50, children is less than 5 and 50. Just checking out the gift shop because it's right here. I'm not going to pay for the ticket because I'm not going to go up. And we left my dad on a bench, so we can't leave him. But there's some cute stuff. Like the metro, they have like these blocks. Candles, some mugs, some jewelry. This is info about the historic tram. So this is the 41 and 42. But I don't think we're gonna do that because we have like the bus ticket. And I don't think it's included. Yeah, because this one is 350 and then the one I bought was 150. Okay, so also as an FYI, compared to Germany, credit card is far more accepted here. Apple Pay is accepted everywhere. Actually, it's a lot easier to just tap and pay because then you don't have to fumble around with cash. You don't have to fumble around with like getting your credit card out and worrying about it. So I would recommend that you set up your international credit card in your Apple Pay, which you probably already have, but just using that because it's like so much less stress. We do have cash just because we weren't sure how it was going to be, but so far, versus Germany where it's like you have to pay by cash at a lot of places, here it's been a lot less stressful. Okay, my mom and I are going to try to find the monastery. We're not going to have time for a beer because we have a reservation 11:45. We're going to go see if we can find the monastery. It was pointing this way, but if we can't find it easily, we'll just go back to where my dad is sitting. On second look up the map, it's too far, so we're going to just head back. The rose gardens are really nice, a lot of bees, but they are quite fragrant actually. And it's like natural rose scent, so I don't hate it. I don't like the overpoweringly rose smell. I just looked it up, that's apparently a church. We can't figure out how to get to the front. I think maybe I didn't walk far enough once I went into the tower area because there were just so many people waiting for their tours. But it is quite nice. And again, the elevator is 150, so like $5 US right now with the current exchange rate. And I think you only like save like $1.50 by climbing the stairs for the experience. Okay, so at the top you can get either the Funicular coin or the Castle coin. You can also use credit card if that's your thing, but €3 or 60 crowns. It's the history of the funiculars. It's quite interesting. Funiculars put out of service for the lack of water. And so as a traveler, this is important. It's 10 crowns to get into the toilets. We're in the second cart this time. The way up has far more people than the way down. Somebody asked online how much it would take for walking down. The guy at the ticket counter was saying that it would take him 5 minutes and tourists 15 minutes. And she's like, oh, but I walk fast. And he's like, well, maybe 10. So. As a time check, it's 11 o'clock and the line right now for getting on the funicular going up, very long. So I would say like for sure going up, a lot more people are going to take it than going down. I mean, people getting off that tram. Now I'm by the Starbucks. You can't hear me. I am still definitely boycotting, so walking past even though my mom collects those mugs. I think this is an embassy. I can't see the flag, it's not blowing in the wind. The Revolution, I don't know. From the Google Maps reviews, it seems like this is like a historical building with some gyms on the inside for like gymnastics and stuff, I guess. I don't know. The only stoplight I've seen, social media management at its finest. So this also happens to be the historical tram stop as well. They've got the old-timey conductor style thing. It's like very much different. Not the same ticket whatsoever. There's so many like Asian people getting wedding photos taken. I don't know if they're like from here or if they like traveled here specifically for wedding photos, but there's been at least 3 couples I've seen so far. So we got out at the Prague Castle, so now we're walking back. So the restaurant we booked has a terrace, and from the terrace you can see really good views of the castle. And if you book it on the hour, there will be the changing of the guard thing. I didn't realize that it was every hour, so the review I said that it was at noon, then they got to see the noon changing, so I thought it was like something special, so had to navigate the sidewalk sweeper guy. My allergies. There is an Instagram reel that's trending right now that's like Americans on their European vacation being confused about maps. That just happened to me because the map isn't like, or the network isn't super stable, so it kept jumping around, so we went the wrong way. So to get to the restaurant, you just keep walking towards the castle. But there's a security checkpoint. Okay, staying in the shade. It's already pretty hot. It's supposed to be hotter today than usual, like 7 or 8 degrees hotter centigrade than usual. So there was just a free walking tour guy. So somebody asked if they change every hour, and they do. The front ones here outside of the gate do, but he said the big show is at noon, so we did book the right one. Also 11:30, which is significantly earlier than we got here yesterday. It's so busy. So honestly, a lot of the grounds you can walk around without a ticket. So if you only want to just see the grounds and not walk in, sorry, I'm using my phone, I'm lazy, you don't have to really pay. Okay, so the restaurant is actually right over there in that yellow building. Again, I have my camera, I'm just too lazy to use it apparently. So I'd ask the guards, we have to go out and around twice. So don't trust the Google Maps. Go through the entrance that's by where you buy the tickets for the palace. I'm running now because our reservation's in 3 minutes. And my dad just keeps stopping and staring and looking up and like, whatever. Okay, now we're in the right place. But this is the restaurant. I think it's called like Kuchyn. But there is a terrace, and that's where we reserved. Let me just say, the views are already quite nice, and we haven't even made it inside yet. Also, I have to go make sure I secure our reservation so we can actually see stuff happening. But the view is beautiful. waiting for my parents. I did make it around time. Okay, I got my first Pilsner of the trip. My mom got the Kozel, which is the black beer. And I guess it's brewed like 20 miles from here or something. I think I read that online. Sounds as if they started a little early. I was gonna jump out because it's 58 right now. All the crowds of people coming in here. I thought I was done, so I was headed back to the table, but I guess not. It was 13 minutes, but then now the band comes out. So that was about 14 and a half minutes. They also start kind of a minute or two before noon, marching through like the plaza area. So this is the veal tartare from the appetizer, and then it has bread with some mayonnaise on it. Can't remember, garlic mayonnaise, I think. So we all got beef of various types. So mine just came with the mashed here. My dad got one with mushrooms in the sauce and then mashed potatoes on the side. My mom got roasted mashed vegetables, and then also the red wine one. I remember that one, but looks great. It's a nice restaurant. They have like open kitchen. The cutest things to reserve is the little alarm clock. There's a Petrin Tower we came from, but the view here is quite nice. So again, that's the restaurant we just came from. And then over here is the Starbucks. Sorry, here's the Starbucks. The view is pretty nice, but we're gonna keep walking this way towards the 2223 tram stop, back to the Newtown area. Okay, so we're taking the stairs down. A lot of people are taking the stairs up, but we did not take the stairs up. We got out at the tram stop that was for the castle specifically. Okay, let's see how long it takes. 1:28, and I started like maybe one little path from the top. I wasn't counting, I should have been counting. I'm telling you, the way up would be pretty long. So I didn't film all of it, but people are like, there's 9 more flights. And then the dad was like, who said let's do the castle? And then the mom was like, I believe that was you. Along the way there's the fun rolling pins. There's a bar with drinks. They weren't even like half the way up, that family that was talking about it being like 9 more flights. I think they only went up like 5 flights. So I would say, again, I would recommend just getting out at the stop that is for the Prague Castle. Walking down is easier than walking up, that's for sure. If you are interested, I just googled it. There are 220 stairs up until the Prague Castle. And again, it's only 160 meters in length, but they are not like even stairs. So if you have mobility or seeing issues, maybe, again, don't get out here. Okay, from here, then you go down here. This is still like an incline, and it's a street, so you can walk on the sidewalk. But it is an incline down. There's a man with a tourist information umbrella. And then we should be almost there, according to the map. The tram just came, so we're gonna take the next one. Okay, when you get to the church, turn and go to the left and go straight. Okay, the train had a bunch of like little school kids get on, like 11-year-olds. The boys need deodorant, but they haven't discovered it yet. But we are almost there. We made it for the Franz Kafka spinning head or rotating head. Not much going on right now. It's not rotating. So it rotates on the hour. We're actually here on not too bad. We have 5 more minutes to wait, so I think we'll wait it out. Kafka thing. Number 1, very sunny today, but it spins for 15 minutes on the hour. We stayed for 6 minutes, but we want to cross the Charles Bridge, and we have another plan at 5. So we came in this like shopping center that's right next to it, so that we can get water because we're gonna walk across the Charles Bridge. I have water in my purse, but my mom didn't. She said she didn't need it, but I was like, we might need it, so she's gonna stop and buy some water. We're trying to find a crosswalk. There's people who keep crossing up here. It must be up here. This has been like the only place we couldn't jaywalk today. So this one is the Clementinium Library. Hope that's in focus. That's there. And then over here is the entrance to the Charles Bridge. We're gonna try to cross. We'll see. We'll cross over and cross back because we want to check it out because we should definitely be looking at it in the evening time once the lights come on. So around like 9:30 or so, like at dusk. But we don't know because we have a dinner thing starting from 7. It's like a long show. It's basically in my mind like Prague style medieval times, but we shall see if it's better or not. That's part of the reason why we booked such a nice restaurant for lunch today. The tram is going across the other bridge. Oh my gosh, it's so sunny and there's no shade. Thank God I have water in my purse. That guy sneezed funny. It looks like they're restoring this sculpture here right now. Okay, I wish I had a hat. I have a baseball cap, but I didn't really want to wear it today because I feel like it was gonna mess up my hair, but realistically so is this, and now I have a sunburn on my face. I did put the sunscreen on again when I went to the toilet in the restaurant, but damage has already been done. I got sunburn on my cheeks and my forehead and my nose. Okay, now I'm out the other side and I'm gonna turn back, I think. Well, let me just see what's on the other side. Maybe if there's a nice beverage, I'll text my mom and see if she wants one. Another American dad was negotiating with his kids. He's like, I know it's hot, but I think if we go on this bridge, we can see the castle. We'll just go halfway and then see how we are. But this is what it'll be for the Charles Bridge on maps and like signs and stuff. They'll also be a picture of a bridge, but just look for this. I got my mom to join me because we're gonna take the train because we haven't taken the metro train yet. This is a cute cafe. We're not stopping, but it's cute. Prague apparently loves Shakespeare because the guide was saying that in the summer there's no theaters open. They only have like a public theater in the castle area and they only do Shakespeare. Where did the train go? Took a little bit of a detour by the Franz Kafka Museum. Oh, the gingerbread. They smell nice. In case it wasn't obvious, I'm not walking back towards the new town across the Charles Bridge. I am walking around here. But there's like a bike path, so you gotta be careful. But this is where you can take boats. Oh, and there's like a little fun bar. It's so sunny. The sun is like directly overhead right now. But this is where you can take some boat cruises and then get a nice view of the bridge. Okay, now we're gonna walk back towards the supposed train station here. I mean, the weather is like absolutely perfect today. Okay, now we're gonna take the metro train. So the station we're going to isn't closed, but we're gonna try to get out of the next one anyway. Stopped in this cafe next to the hotel to get a drink. I got the basil cream soda. Okay, this was $79, I think. That's because of the deposit for the bottle. We came back to the hotel to freshen up a little bit before we go to the city hall tour that I booked. So I booked that like a couple weeks in advance. There's only 10 or 15 tickets available. And there's only 2 times that they do the tour in English. They actually just opened to foreigners recently for English tours. This is the basil cream soda that I just got at the cafe. It was like real basil in it, so you know it's legit. Oh, it's actually quite nice. It's very refreshing. It really has a strong basil sound, not sound, flavor. My mom's here, hold on. So I'm going back to my room. I need to grab my other battery for my camera because we have a lot of stuff going on after this. So I have to make sure I got footage. My suntan, I'm very concerned about it. Oh. Really, okay, it's also red in here, so let me check it when I get to the actual hotel room. Okay, we're on the way to the city hall tour. I think it's by the Clementine Museum, no, library, whatever. I can't remember. I know where we're going though. We're going to take the train from the museum stop, which is like maybe a block from the hotel. And then we're also going to see this Wenceslas statue that we haven't seen yet either. I have literally no idea where my parents went. The transit police were here checking the tickets, so good that we had them. Yeah, so it says that this is the Prague City Hall, but again, on the Google Maps it says that it's currently temporarily closed, but they just reopened it, I think, last week. So I think we're gonna watch these ladies. If they can go in, I think that's where we're gonna go in to check our tickets. Okay, they can go in, so I think that's where we must go in because we have the tickets for the City Hall. Then across the way is the National Library. And for the tour, so it must be in here somewhere. Okay, so not in City Hall. Maybe in the Clementine Library somewhere. The ticket doesn't have information about where to go, but my mom found it on the website. I had put it in the in my calendar as starting by the clock, and I couldn't remember why. Okay, we've joined the tour, and now we're going into the City Hall officially, not just walking in.
It's a building, and we will speak more about the elevator. As well, we will see the interiors of the new City Hall. Kamgas noble house. It was built in 1709. But before, the Church of Holy Mary was on this place. where this white new city hall is, where the houses from the Baroque area, from the Baroque time. You can see the emblem of Prague, the old arts of Prague, maybe you know these emblems. Okay.
Kind of cool.
The assembly hall, where the officials are meeting, they are working here. The municipality in Prague has now 65 members. The assembly has 65 members, and then 11 members are working in the concilium. We will use the staircase, we will go to the first floor, and then from the first floor we will go up to the fourth floor. We have the elevator and back. So don't worry, no, but this is the second floor. Now this is the first floor, we will go to the zero, like this.
So the staff still use this all the time?
Yes, but we have more elevators here. This is not just one, so we have as well the elevator when somebody can't walk, or, you know, so it's a modern elevator.
It's not really safe there on the top.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Like this, you have to grab this.
This stays at the bottom?
Super. You can go one by one.
It was actually a really interesting tour. A lot of history about elevators. I didn't know I would learn, but did. There were two city halls, the old one and the new one are actually connected underground. And then the tour guide said that 150 people were saved by going on the underground tunnel. We're going to the Astronomical Clock right now. So if you want to take a tour of the underground in between the old city hall and the new one, they will take you through like about halfway, she said, because some of it's in a little bit of disrepair. But you can book it through, I'll try to link you. It's like the official Prague City Tours website. We must have just missed this yesterday because we were like running through here trying to get to our reservations, but the Hard Rock is here, which is like very expensive rent, I'm guessing. Okay, we're almost there. Everything's so like, I think the sun was really good. There was these two guys on the tour and he said that he was here like 5 years ago and it was like rainy the whole time, and he says that right now is like the best even though it's hot because you can see everything so clearly. Okay, so this is the Astronomical Clock and then that's the Old Town Square. And then apparently by looking at the map, sorry it's really windy suddenly, there's apparently an astrological clock tower as well, but this one's the Astronomical Clock. Okay, we're going back to the mini market to find my dad some water because he finally voiced that he needed water. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I'm making us wait. There's so many people here. I had to move, there were too many Chinese people screaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, tasting group, come closer to me.
This is absolute chaos. Okay, it's like absolute chaos, but that building is quite nice. So the clock is on this side. Oh, very backlit, sorry. I'm switched back to my camera. but now we're in the square. And I'm not sure if this is the square where there were 300,000 people protesting that our tour guide yesterday talked about, but it might have been. I'll have to check. I have fact-checked myself. So the square with the 300,000 people was Wenceslas Square, which is by the large Wenceslas sculpture statue thing that I showed you just before we came out. It's right by our hotel and the museum station in the subway. And that was where there was a large protest against the right-wing government a couple of years ago, and then also the Velvet Revolution stuff. I've also been seeing these little stuffed animals of this little mole. He's literally called the Little Mole, and he's like a Czech, like a cartoon icon, but he is very cute. My mom is insisting that I'm going the wrong way, but I literally see the hotel right now, and she was going in the opposite direction saying that that was the right way. And I was like, well, I'll meet you at the hotel, I guess, because if you think that that's the right way, good luck. And then my dad's with her, so they probably end up ordering an Uber anyway. But like, I literally see the hotel. Started with some mead. I think this is a different show than everybody did on YouTube, so we'll see how this one is. So I got beer. They also have wine, so red wine or white wine. And you came in, you got mead, and then there's water on the table. We'll see if there's soda and stuff. I'll keep updating. With some butter with stuff in it. We'll see. Show you it on my camera because it was like orange, but this is the chicken menu. My mom got the traditional, which is pork, so I'll show you that later. This coleslaw just got ceremoniously just like plopped down, but we had no plates, so I guess we're putting this on with our main dishes. My mom got the pork. It's like the traditional one. It's got a lot of food on there though. Okay, so I made my dad get the apple strudel at the Cafe Savoy, but they gave it to us as the dessert, but definitely the Cafe Savoy one is like 80 million times better. The moon is really nice. I don't know if you can see it because I didn't set my camera properly. We're like out here like really far outside of like where we were today, so it's very interesting driving here. Now I can see the dancing house. So many things I couldn't do. So I was going to go to the Charles Bridge at night to take photos and, you know, walk it, because I heard it's supposed to be really pretty when everything's illuminated. It's like almost 11 o'clock right now, so not gonna do that. We have to leave tomorrow at 9, so I am going to call it quits for today. I would probably come back to Prague. I actually liked it. I think maybe 4 days, maybe 3 to 4 days is like the perfect amount of time here, just for like everything you want to see, or everything I would want to see, because there's a lot of like bars and stuff I didn't get to go to. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to bed now, so I'm going to close out the vlog. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I got up to some interesting stuff in Prague. I know I didn't hit the things that like are the main things, so that'll be for next time. This was just a primer, and tomorrow we are going to be heading out and going to Dresden. I think tomorrow's the day that we stop in Berlin, but I might be wrong about that. But Berlin, we would only have a couple hours there, so probably not going to get up to too much because there is going to be a walking tour when we get to Berlin as well. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you again for watching. Hopefully it was a little bit interesting. I know I didn't get to do too much in Prague. Again, ideally about 4 days would be the time I would stay in Prague, just because there's so much to do and so much history. Or maybe it's just my ignorance. I don't know. I don't know that much about Czech history, because I was really surprised that actually they weren't that involved with World War II. The City Hall tour guide was actually really informative. So they actually only got bombed one time during World War II, and that was because whoever bombed them thought that it was Dresden that they were bombing, but it was actually Prague. So it was actually quite interesting. But yeah, I learned a lot on that City Hall tour, because honestly I didn't really know what going into it. All I knew is that that was the only way to go on the Paternoster, or Paternoster, however you pronounce it, and I wanted to do that because I had never heard of that before until I started researching what to do in Prague. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.